The universe is grand, ain't it? But what's the point of it all? Is it to simply exist in its own marvelous grandiosity, simply because it can and is? Or perhaps because most share the feeling of something is better than nothing? Perhaps that is the general theme behind the forces of the universe. Or perhaps it's something way more creative, amazing, beautiful, and inconceivable than anything you or I could ever imagine with our own singular minds. Something beyond the grasps of our rational, subconscious thinking minds, mostly due to the fact that most of those minds don't even truly believe they could ever be truly unconditionally loved by the mind of another, hindering the mind's ability to truly be able to see the limitless of its own possibilities. This is something I wrote about, take your mind back to when you were a baby. That's the last part. I wrote on the other side. I wrote it a few years ago or so. And I wanted to read it because it's relevant to what I want to talk about right now. Which is essentially the same theme in all my videos. Generational trauma, abuse. And it's related because it basically is saying how we're unaware of really what our full potentials are because of the fact that we're so brainwashed, for lack of a better word, to be able to understand it. I made this little drawing. It's really crappy, but if you can see, it shows a wavy line, a wavy area around the shape of a body. It's supposed to be a human body, and the wavy lines coming out of its mouth. Now, basically what this means to me is a person that's full of trauma, that radiates trauma, that speaks it out into the world, and likely creates it, willingly or not. I honestly, truly believe in my heart that this world that we live in is not the one we're supposed to be living in right now. That it's a hacked up version of what we're supposed to be living in. It's a version that's controlled by those of us who have the most abuse swelled up inside, the most generational trauma stored up within our families, and that keep that trauma in a very organized manner, in a very balanced manner, to where we appear a lot more normal than we actually are. I'm not one of these people, obviously, because I do not hide that part of myself from people, from anybody. I am very expressive about it. Just take a look at a couple of my videos and you'll understand what I'm talking about. No, I'm not I'm not one of these people, but they are out there, and a lot of them are in positions of power in the world. They're in positions of financial wealth, um, economic stability, and they go about living their lives with this trauma and just letting it navigate them through the world, whether they realize it or not, whether they care to do something about it or not. They're doing this, and I think it's because of this fact that this world has not been able to reach the actual manifestation that it was supposed to be in a long time ago. And it's my goal, as well as a lot of other people on this planet, to help lift it up to that status, to where it's supposed to be, to where it was meant to be. And it's not easy doing that, because it means you have to struggle through a lot of dramas, a lot of stories that you are really just tired of, but that other people have to still deal with and experience in order to get out of that trauma that they're in. I know a lot of people feel hopeless right now, especially with all the craziness going on. I know that it's not easy to see reality break in front of you, to have a different image just squished into your forefront of your mind, and just overtake everything that you thought was, you thought was there, basically. And it sucks. It sucks a lot. But I still don't have the capacity within me to think that there's nothing we can do to change things. I am the most negative optimist that you will ever meet, and I will never stop believing that there is a better way to do things, and I will never stop striving for that reality. I might pause for a while to try and gather my senses, to try and maintain my sanity and my emotional stability, but I will not stop, ever. I will continue doing what I feel is necessary to wake people up to the truth, not only on the outside but on the inside of themselves, and allowing them to free their senses so that their image doesn't look like this, but like an actual perfect sphere with straight vibrations coming out and not damaging ones coming out of them. I will not stop until the world is perfect. And right now it isn't. It hasn't been since I was born here. But I hope it gets that way before I leave here, because I really don't want to come back. Anyways, I hope you're all having a good time with whatever you're doing right now, and that you're not letting fear overtake your whole mentality.